Okay, I think the thing's working now. I haven't done a video in a little while, but figure I'll go ahead and do another one here. If you've checked the comments in the YouTube channel, you'll know that I've been unable to make videos for a while, but I'm going to go through and do one here on OpenDNS. You might be wondering what the heck it is and what can you use it for. OpenDNS is basically just a DNS service, just like anything like your ISP would have, like Comcast, Verizon, whatever. But what this is, it's maintained by basically the open source community. Everybody can contribute to it as far as being able to tag things that are malicious, stuff you don't want. Basically, sites are tagged and identified and can be categorized by the community, and therefore, once you go through and set up OpenDNS, you can filter out stuff you want to be able to get to and not be able to get to. So, let me go ahead and show you pretty much what it is. To get to OpenDNS is just OpenDNS.com, and it's a free service. And I'm already signed in. Just go through, you put your email address in, you set a password. Pretty much that's it. There's no charge. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the dashboard. Since I've already set mine up, you'd have a couple other steps beforehand. One of which is to go through and actually set up your whatchamacallit, I'm drawing a blank. Your DNS entries under Windows or Linux or whatever they got, step-by-step instructions on how to do that, so I'm not going to go into that detail here. They got the instructions on the site exactly how to do it. And then once you go through and you've actually registered, you go under Networks, or it should take you there anyway, and you have the option to go ahead and just add your network to it. For some reason, mine's not already in here, which is interesting. I guess I didn't put this one in here. Give it a friendly name. Obviously this is home. If it's a dynamic IP address, you specify it. And if it is, you can go through and get the OpenDNS updater, which basically can be installed as a service or can actually run in your taskbar down there. I would recommend running it as a service. How it works on Linux or anything like that, haven't tried it on anything else besides Windows at the moment. Found about this only a few days ago, and it seems to work pretty good for filtering out malicious content and whatnot. So once you go through and you add your network to it, you just go to Settings, and then you can choose your filtering level. And for this, I'm just going to go through and do a custom, and I want all phishing sites blocked out, adware sites, block that out. Everything else is fine. I'm pretty much going to know where I'm going to be going to on the other stuff, but those are really the two main ones you should have anyway. Adware, I don't understand why they don't have that checked by default. Well, I guess it's more of like an advertising thing, but then adware, so is what I'm thinking of, I guess. But anyway, you can go through, filter that out. Now here's something else you could go through and do. You can tell it to go through and always block specific domains. Now I wish they would go through and give you like a big text field to go through and add stuff, because what I would do is take the list out of Spybot Search and Destroy and just drop that in there. Otherwise you have to go through and add it one at a time, and that's a big list. So hopefully they update that sometime in the future to allow you to just add a whole bunch of domains in there. Select your options, you apply it, and then it tells your settings are saved, and in 3 minutes or so you'll find that it's filtered out. You can go through, do some various customization. You know, specify your own logo if you got a business. Works great for that. You know, you can specify some of the messages, you know, why the site's blocked, guide page, fish blocking page messages, advanced settings, you know, enable stats and logs. You can tell it to block internal IP addresses, you know, enable typo corrections, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty basic, useful tool. You can go through and use that to help block out malicious sites. If you find that you're using it at like an office, you can go through and basically block out things like MySpace, whatnot, so they're not goofing around when they should be working. So, and yes, this can be applied to your router. Some routers can, you know, take the settings. Some can't. All depends if they support or not. They have guides on the site in here for that. I wish I could find a link to it now. I think it's actually set up. It doesn't tell you so much. But another cool thing you can do is to find shortcuts. So let's say you go to a site. Very often it's got like a really long domain name. You can just go through, specify your own shortcut. Like, for example, I show mail here. You can have that be mail.yahoo.com. Instead of typing all that in, it's just mail. You type in your address bar and it just goes there. Nowadays that's a little obsolete. You can just set up your browser to have that in there, but that works. App support. That would be where you could go through and do it. You can go through and, you know, search on here how to set up, you know, your router configuration, all that. Yes, we know how to set up my router once I've configured it. So they got all the information on there for that. I'll let them, you know, keep that nitty-gritty stuff because that could change. I don't want to make that too specific here, but I've used it for a few people. Seems to work pretty good. Blocking out malicious sites. I think it's got great potential for that. You could possibly use it to block out ads, stuff like that. Not that I would recommend it, but you could, because ads help keep these sites running. So, well, let me know if this was any use to you. If it was, give it a nice 5 stars. Otherwise, feel free to, you know, complain. Again, sorry about not posting some videos for a while, but you know, things have been a little bit hectic and whatnot. So, until next time, see you later.